Welcome inside a fresh edition of the Celtics Roundtable podcast, everybody. Evan Valenti along with Zaire and also Jonathan Levy. It's 1:20 in the morning, East Coast time, and the Celtics fresh off a 99-86 win over the Golden State Warriors. A spectacular game for Boston. Huge win for one reason. A, the fact that Washington is trailing Boston in the standings. Now a full game back instead of being tied. And two, you know, when you go into Golden State and you win a basketball game, a place where not many people do that, that's a big confidence booster. So I'll toss it to you, Zaire. In terms of, like, this win for Boston, got to be probably the most complete team effort of the season. It seems like you could plug in anybody in any quarter and that somebody had a big moment or two.
Yeah, this was, I would say, the game where they scratched, they clawed, kind of reminded me a little bit of last year's team, with just buckling down on defense and making those scrappy plays. But it was just a phenomenal way to show up after a couple lackluster performances. The Al Horford effect is just so important. Al Horford matters, man. His team is a 500 team with him, and without him, I should say. Players are very, like I looked up and saw, like, Isaiah Thomas, his shooting percentage is like 3% less, and when they lose without Al Horford, he shoots 31%. So Al Horford really, really matters out there. And but just kudos to the second unit today. I've been hard on the second unit all year. I've been hard on Kelly Olynyk all year. I'm still not the biggest Kelly Olynyk believer, but I know that Kelly Olynyk is capable of showing up and doing these things. There are 5 teams that Kelly Olynyk is averaging over 11 points per game in his career against, and one of those teams is the Golden State Warriors. So, it was just good to see certain players just step up and everybody just fight for this one.
Anybody stick out to you in particular, Jonathan, or no?
I mean, Avery Bradley, when that guy wants to play defense, he just shuts people down. He's been giving Steph Curry nightmares for years and years. Golden State never has an easy game against the Celtics. They actually did earlier this season in Boston. But besides that, failing that, the last 3 years, it's always a war. And I really think it's because Avery Bradley makes Klay Thompson and Steph Curry's lives living hells. And I want to echo what you guys are saying. The defense is what won this game ultimately. Boston's been outscoring teams over the course of the season. But if they want to win in the playoffs, past the first round anyway, it isn't going to be scoring 110 points a game. It's going to be doing what they did tonight, which is holding the best scoring team in the NBA. I know Kevin Durant isn't on the team right now, but still, this is a team that was the best scoring team last year without Kevin Durant, to 86 points. By the way, 5 games ago, they held the Cavs, which is the 3rd best scoring team in the NBA, to 99 points. This is how you do it. The team is built to stop other teams with great individual defensive efforts. We saw it tonight over and over and over again.
Yeah, just to put a number with Levy's comment, the Warriors average, again, they don't have Durant, but they average 117 points a game, and Boston held them under 90. That's a pretty impressive game. Avery Bradley, again, the defensive effort late in the game. I mean, one week it's KYRIE, the next week it's Curry. It's just a spectacular performance from him. Isaiah, a couple of big plays, a huge 3 in the fourth quarter that put him up a little bit further. But it made good decisions, I thought, for the most part tonight towards the end of the game. He got blocked at the rim a whole bunch in this game, and that's what I like about Isaiah, is that he keeps attacking the rim even though he gets blocked. Jay Crowder, a couple of big threes and back-to-back possessions for them late in the fourth quarter. Al Horford tied the game high for assists. He had 6 that led the Celtics. And Kelly Olynyk, the biggest wonder of them all, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and was a game high plus 29. I don't think I've ever seen Kelly Olynyk be a plus 29.
He's got it in him. He's got it in him to be very good. Maybe not great, maybe not amazing, but very good. You know, 6th man type of material. He's got to have his confidence. He's got to feel it, and he's got to be able to do that consistently. I know he has not been that guy, but you can see all these flashes. He's rebounding better. He's better in the paint than he's ever been this season by a lot. Yeah. Are these things not true? These things
Get him rolling.
Slow down, man. No, because this is an ongoing thing. Like, as soon as Kelly has one game, then everybody goes, here we go, Kelly. But Kelly does what Kelly does. He has these moments, and then he goes back to earth, and he falls back hard. When you see a 3-point night on a night where you need him to score 13 points. So let's not get too carried away. He played excellent tonight, but he's not getting it together. He's being Kelly Olynyk.
Well, that's a perfectly fine opinion, and I'll acknowledge he's had 5 straight terrible games. But before that run of horribleness since the All-Star break, he was actually pretty darn effective and not wildly inconsistent coming into the All-Star break anyway. He has been terrible until tonight when he stepped up in the best win of the season.
Yeah, he was the best bench player they had tonight, and they needed a couple of the guys to step up. Olynyk, of course, being the big one. I thought Rozier gave him solid minutes. Marcus, a terrible shooting night, did some other great stuff, and the vision continues to improve. Jerebko, 5 rebounds off the bench. Zaire, you talk about this a ton. Like, if the Celtics are going to advance anyone in the playoffs, 2 things have to happen. They have to hit shots, and somebody has to score, not named Isaiah Thomas off the bench. And it looked like tonight that Kelly Olynyk was able to provide him that spark. And I know you're not confident in his ability going forward. We discussed this ad nauseum on this podcast. But you know, as if you're Kelly Olynyk and you're starting to try and find some footing here, tonight was a good night to show it.
Especially with Isaiah shooting 35% from the field himself. Isaiah wasn't exactly Picasso out there with the ball. You know what I mean? He struggled. He had some big shots for sure.
He got blocked.
He struggled. He had a hard time handling the ball. I think that's a testament to what the Warriors do. But the key with Isaiah, like, he gets to the line so much to where it's sort of like, okay, if you're going to hit 90% of your free throws and you have an off night, you're still going to score a lot of points. So that's a different kind of score, you know, than another guy that can't get to the line as much. So, you know, I'm not tripping on Isaiah's off shooting night. I just love the fact that they just stuck with it. And when crunch time came, those shots failed. Jay Crowder woke up all of a sudden. Avery Bradley, all of a sudden, the shots that weren't going in start falling. So it's like, stay with it. And that second unit, the key thing that we could say tonight is that they outplayed Golden State's second unit. The Celtics did not allow anyone else to kill them besides Clay and Steph. And that's been a problem this year, too, where someone comes off the bench and scores 20 out of nowhere. That didn't happen tonight. Draymond Green really didn't get off tonight. So that's a great thing that everybody did, but especially that second unit, just keeping the other second unit in check.
They also held the Warriors to only 9 free throws in the whole game, which is crazy. It's really hard to do that. They also got lucky that Kevon Looney shot 2 of those, so he missed them both. And suppose the Celtics took 19 free throws. I mean, that's a huge swing right there. They got 9 more points at the line. I absolutely agree with you, Zaire. Isaiah is super consistent getting to the line. He went there 7 times. He led all teams in that, all players in that. And that's a big part of, you know, how you get, especially these defensive battles, these clawing battles. You can get to the line and shoot 90% from the line like Isaiah does. It's just money.
Jonathan, more surprising statistic to you that the Celtics only lost a rebounding margin by 1, 46-45, or that they had more assists than the Warriors, 28-23?
I think it's the more assists, actually. The Celtics have been clawing around pretty hard for the rebounds, especially the last 10 to 20 games, and the Warriors are smaller, even smaller still without Durant. So the rebounding, it's good that the Celtics held them and got stuck close to them, but to me, the fact they out-assisted the Warriors seems impossible. Now, I guess the Warriors only scored 86 points, so it makes it a little bit easier. They shot 20% from 3. But still, that's just not something you ever would think would happen against this team, the best offensive team in the league. And when Durant is healthy on that team, maybe the best offensive team of all time.
Right. You know, it's interesting, though, with this game, when you think about it, though. When I remember I was watching the beginning of this game, and Celtics had 6 turnovers in the first quarter. And to only finish with 12, I think is remarkable, considering, like, I don't think any team in the NBA punishes you quicker than Golden State does. And when you play sloppy, they usually thrive. But, I mean, kudos to Boston for tightening it up on both ends pretty much from the start of the second half on.
It's easy to say that it was just a sloppy game because the Warriors also were not able to take advantage of a lot of fast break opportunities that they normally would and seemed to turn the ball over a lot in the second half, a lot more than you'd expect, especially the guards, much more than you'd expect. But that is also a testament to the Celtics' ball-hawking ways. You know, Avery Bradley, that's right, Marcus Smart, Zaire, Terry Rozier, Jaylen Brown, Jay Crowder. These guys do not let anything get by them. And I was also surprised, speaking of defense, how in the second half specifically, the Warriors had numerous defensive breakdowns where the Celtics would find the guy wide open underneath the basket for just an open dunk. That happened like 4 times. That was weird.
Yeah, I mean, the Celtics did. It seemed like they capitalized off of everything that Golden State gave them tonight. And that's why when I watch this team, I'm not surprised when they win. I expect it almost every single night. When I'm watching these games, I'm like, all of these games are winnable. This team figures it out. Like I've been saying all year long, Brad Stevens, it starts there and it goes all the way down. Like he doesn't. I think he thinks he can win any time. Whatever happens in the playoffs, I know everybody wants a second round appearance at least. But I'm really taking time to just enjoy this season because you're seeing great things and you're seeing things that were unexpected. We were starting this season. We weren't expecting Jay Crowder to be just a great three-point shooter. We wasn't expecting Avery Bradley to be such a great rebounder as a guard. We wasn't expecting Al Horford to be one of the best passing big men in basketball. We weren't expecting these things, but they have come to pass. We wasn't expecting Isaiah Thomas to average 30 points a game.
Today's roundtable is being brought to you by the SeatGeek ticketing app. As the Celtics playoff push heats up, SeatGeek is the smartest and easiest way to get tickets to every game. With SeatGeek's seamless mobile experience, you can buy and sell tickets in just 2 taps. And it doesn't end with the Celtics or any other NBA game. SeatGeek also has plenty of concert, comedy, and theater tickets available too, and it's all fully guaranteed. Listeners to CLNS Radio can support this production and get a $20 rebate off their first SeatGeek purchase. Here's how it goes. Download the free SeatGeek app, go to the Settings tab, and click Add a Promo Code, and enter promo code CELTSNEWS, all one word, and SeatGeek will send you $20 after you've made your first ticket purchase. Download the free SeatGeek app and enter promo code CELTSNEWS, that's CELTSNEWS, today. So Boston in their last 4 games, guys, against Golden State. Go back to December 11, 2015, a game that was double overtime. Celtics lost that one 124-119. The rematch in April, Boston wins in Golden State 109-106. This year, first game, lost 104-88. Boston rematch wins this one 99-86. What is it about the Celtics, Jonathan, do you think that they just seem to match up well against Golden State?
I mean, I think that's exactly it. I mean, having essentially the best defensive backcourt in the league, and then especially when you think about the bench as well as the starters, you can hide Isaiah pretty easily. They struggled a little bit to hide him tonight against Clay because Clay just shot over him. But in general, being able to throw Marcus Smart, Terry Rozier, Avery Bradley, and sometimes even Jay Crowder at their monster scoring backcourt just makes it so hard for Golden State. So Golden State, their stars are working harder than they normally have to work for hoops, and it messes everything up. I really think Avery Bradley haunts Steph Curry's dreams.
Yeah, it's that altogether. Of course, the guards, man, they really make a difference. Just checking out, you see styles matter, man. And some teams you just match up better against than others, and the Celtics have their number. If we were picking teams, of course, anyone would pick Clay and Steph Curry, but when you got some pesky guys, and it's more than just one guy. It's more than just 2 guys. It's more than 3, actually, that, just want to get after it and want to prove something against these guys. And, even with Isaiah's deficiencies on defense, he's going to bring it on the other end to make them work, and you have to make them work on the other end. They don't face too many guards like Isaiah Thomas. Well, they don't face any guards like Isaiah Thomas because there's no guards like Isaiah Thomas. But they don't face guards that make them work as hard as they make the other team work. So the Celtics have that. And then you add Al Horford, who wasn't available the first time we played against them. And, yeah, I know they don't have Durant, but they won 70-something games without Durant. So, but we got Al Horford this time, and it just makes things even more complicated. This is a great matchup for us, and it's unfortunate that we can't play them in the Eastern Conference playoffs.
Yeah, so, Celtics, big win over the Warriors. That's going to do it for this edition of Celtics Roundtable Podcast on the CLNS Radio Network. Thank you to Jonathan Levy, Zaire. I'm Evan Valenti signing off here at 1:45 in the morning. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter at CLNS Roundtable. Stay up to date with all our episodes and all our witty banter between everybody here. Also, make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes. It's under the Celtics news feed. Subscribe to that. Leave us a rating and a review. That'd be really awesome. Again, for my co-pilots this evening, for Zaire and Jonathan Levy, I'm Evan Valenti. I'll see you guys next time. Catch us Friday.